Okay. All right, I'm back in the studio. James Swanson here. Been getting quite a few calls for more dog paintings, more swimming dog paintings, in fact. So yeah, I got a few places that need them. So that's what I'm going to be painting tonight. Swimming dog. Should be fun. I do quite a lot of them, so it works out. So here we go. This is what we're going to be painting. This is my friend Fenrir. He's not really swimming. He's more laying in the water, which we find a lot, up in the cottage. He just will run down the lake and all by himself and just sit in the water, just sits there, and you can barely see his head above shore. He just every once in a while he'll peek up and look back at us and go, well, are you guys going to call me or not? But we just let him be, and sooner or later he'll turn around and come back up. So he's a lot of fun. He's our real water dog. He loves to swim, loves to jump off the dock, go for the ball. I've got some wonderful shots of him. And this one just pretty much right off the dock. So it's pretty nice. I like the colors in it. Let me pull it up and we'll talk about it. Okay, there he is, Fenrir. Yeah, Fenrir comes from Norse mythology. Fenrir is the giant wolf who was a baby of Loki. Giant wolf, baby of Loki, who ate Odin during Ragnarok. I guess everybody knows their mythology around here. It's always good to know. So this is Fen. And yeah, it was a fun shot. I like these, I always like these transition of underwater to above water, and goldens like this guy. You can see his markings really nicely. I mean, they're golden, but I mean, you always have that kind of fluff underneath showing through. Fen's about 2 right now, so he's pretty energetic. There's some really good things going on. I really like, it's just the look he's given us. He has kind of a droopy eyes, very wet head still. He's not afraid to dive under the water and get wet. I like some of the way the hair is going in here, floating there, floats on top and then still goes underneath here into his paws. I think those are really neat, that whole thing. And then those little swashes of light going through the water and onto him. And you see some bubbles, and which of course we see lilies. We always have lily pads around us out there. Yeah, you can just see them just a little above. So let's go through this design a little bit and break it down. Okay, yeah, it's a nice oval feel, kind of has a nice thing, carries around and around and around on you, ending up on him. So that's really nice. I like this also, this area here, where he just comes out of the water there. You can just see a slight transition of light and dark. And funny, the dark is underwater. Makes so that's interesting. Some real good subtleties on the side of his face here in the shadow area. I think there's you can see the greens against some reds against this light blue muzzle here popping out. His eyes, of course, it's really pretty nice because you split this guy down right, you pretty much tops of his eyes are right in the middle of the top of his nose to the top of the back of his head. And you split it and you pretty much get the top of his eyes where his top of his eyes go. Most dogs, you can see the split in their heads too, coming down. you know, one hair goes one way, hair goes another way, right in their part. And that part comes down and goes all the way down their nose. And there's always just a little bit of cowlicks going on, but you know, just interesting to see how it goes around, breaks. This fur breaks from that different directions from that area. Very soft, I must say, soft. You know, everything that's underwater here seems very kind of soft edged. So that's, you know, kind of fun to paint. We do have a hint of his back paw laying in there. So we got a nice little arc going on here. You know, light wise, good solid light coming in from one direction. You know, got a little bit of shadow, nice shadow he's casting here. Got some, and some nice little things happening in the water. That's why I like, you know, you can just see some of these shapes. Easy to make out, fun, kind of aquatic shapes here in the water, which are kind of lend themselves to brush strokes for pretty easily. And again, on top, layered on top, we have some real nice lily pads. Pretty bright, pretty intense. So we'll get to that. Overall, the color is very muted. You know, even these greens, everything kind of, it's kind of very earthy, I would say. You know, he's kind of a red gold. And then you got the green golds for the water. Got some real warmth up here. Then you got some grayed out greens and grays back in here. A little bit more warmth back underneath here. A little darker too, which is always good just at the bottom of your painting, just to, you know, straighten out the water so the water just doesn't feel like a waterfall and just keeps going down under. Yeah, well, you know, got a couple little goofy things I'm seeing up here. Got a lot of little teeny things kind of like adding to his head. I like the stuff. I just don't think it's, you know, I think I'd probably take a little bit of it out so it doesn't feel like, you know, it's sticking him in the neck or anything like that. Just looks kind of a little weird. I mean, 2D wise, yeah, it works really good in the photo. But when we translate it to a painting, that's the kind of little goofy things that, you know, people get hung up on. So it's almost better to take that out or, you know, shift it back over here a little bit, you know, just shift it over, I think, and get it out touching them. There's no need for that in that area. It just causes more problems than answers. So let's pass that up because we got enough problems layering color with the lily pads on top of the dog and making those sit in place. So let's get busy. Let's get over the palette and start mixing paint. All right, there we go. There's the palette. Pretty simple. The kit. Here's the photo we'll be working with. Colors. I'm just using titanium white today. We got some cad yellow light out. I have some cad orange here. This is cad red light. This is cad medium red light, or red. Decided to go pull that out because I think it's going to make help with some of these greens and a few other areas I like. Got some yellow ochre out. I put a bunch out. Probably don't need quite that much, but it doesn't go to waste. I have some transparent oxide red. I have alizarin crimson, or if you're using Rembrandts, like I use a lot of Rembrandt paint. This is Rose Madder Deep. This is blue. This is my blue I use. It's Utrecht Cobalt Blue hue. And it's a really nice blue. It's darker than normal blues. but has a lot of color saturation. Really great. Phthalo green. This is green and green blue. It's called green blue. And I got some burnt sienna here, or burnt umber, sorry. Burnt umber. Just trying to take the skin off it so I don't waste all the paint. So let's get mixing. Thinking about this guy. Oh, here's my my other kit. Big brush, nice big brush, 2-inch brush, very synthetic. Here I have a couple other synthetics. These are rosemary brushes. A nice bristle brush. And here I have a couple of other smaller synthetics. And I have my paint eraser, which helps in a situation where you got to clean up, get some color off, you can put in new color. So I like that. I do paint with safflower oil as my medium. So I don't really like having any toxins in the house, so that's why I'm using that. I use that. Okay, looking at him. 1 second. All right. Yes, looking at him. Let's get his darkest darks. Very mid-tony painting. Darkest darks, of course, are in his eyes and his nose, maybe his ears, and then a couple little shadow areas. But those guys aren't really even that dark. They're more like 8s. You look, squint your eyes, 8s and 7s, more of the shadows and things. But his nose, and definitely nose and eyes, are very going to have a lot of red darkness into them. So let's build those guys. Of course, I always start off with blue. I like black. Don't need too much. I'm going to do that with the alizarin crimson, or this is deep, rose madder deep I have here. That's because I use Rembrandt paints. So this is making a nice purple, very dark. I'm going to take a little bit of that, save it. I have one on the red side. I want to do some on the blue side. These will come in handy. I see a few spots for them. So this, just put a little more purple in this. So it's pretty blue. And that's pretty red. So that's good. I need a couple more colors here. Again with blue. Just little spots. I'm going to go with a warmer red. I'm going to go with oxide red. This makes a warm purple. Those make kind of are cool purples because the alizarin or rose madder is on the cool side of the spectrum compared to warmer reds. So that's on red, and this one just going to have a little bit of it. Again, 2 colors out of it. I'm going to make a blue one, and I'm going to leave one on the red side, one on the blue side. This one I just had just a little bit too much blue or red to. Add a little more blue to it. Just to make sure when I bring it down, get a nice gray. All right, good. Nice. Now I'm going to go with think about my greens here. I've got a couple of greens I'm thinking about. First one is phthalo green. I'm going to use phthalo green. And again, transparent oxide red. Phthalo green's a pretty strong color. And oxide red here is pretty much able to keep it up. So look at that. Nice warm green. You can see, yeah, that can fit, a little modification and it will be right there. Good. I need one, that would be pretty much right down the middle. Let me try one more on the greener side. Just a little less green. A little less brown in it. This is going to red brownish. One more. bringing it in a little because it goes changes so quickly. Here we go. One more color, one more dark, and I can start bringing these guys down. What was it? That was going to be blue again. I'm sorry, blue. And I'm going to try this red medium. This makes it like a really dark, I don't know, purple too. It's just a little different than that. Than the oxide red and blue. It's just a little richer sometimes, so I like to have it. It's really good for like noses and little spots. So this on the blue red side, one more on the blue. So I just take a little bit of a pile, bring it over here, put more blue into it. That's why I always have a warm, cool to play with. And you never know. Okay. You take each one of these colors down. What I mean by down is really probably more up. Right now, these guys are all pretty much sitting at, either a 10 or a 9 naturally. I'm going to put some white in them, take pieces of these guys and get them right around. So you want this value. I'm looking for this value here, which is probably a 7 or 6. So we're talking just a little bit of white. All these guys. So I'm just put out the white now. For these piles. You just take a little piece of them, bring them down and mix them up. Let's see what I have. So I want to get them, like I said, right around 6. That's a 7. There you go. Right about there. So I'll get this guy right around there too. That's a little dark yet. White. Try bringing the white very slowly because what it will do is just take over your painting and kill the colors. So I always try to take it easy on it. Oxide red and blue. On the oxide red side, this is kind of like this is beautiful little smoky purple number. Yeah, you can see it in there. That's in there. Slightly, just slightly dark. So I'm going to put just a little bit more white. That's good. Probably a little bit too much. That's okay. Don't mind a bigger pile of this color. Okay, same here. This is blue on the blue side. Put in some more white. Try to get about the same value. Those are my grayed out colors. Real close. Close enough. Now I'm getting to my greens. Now this is interesting. This should be interesting. I really expected this color with all that red in it to get a lot closer to this. Needs a little bit of cut really way down here yet. So let's put a little bit more white in it. And you start seeing all the green, how strong that green's fight through there, taking over the red here. So let me warm it up with some red, because when I take this guy down, he's going to be green too. And there's no sense of me having two colors that are that close together. Well, they don't do anything, they just wipe each other out. I'm going to add some more red to this color. And get, I didn't do much. I'm going to use some dead red light in it. Now that's, I have a very strong, very good cad reds, cadmium colors. Very good. a lot of tinting power. So when you buy paint, you only have a few bucks. Just buy the good stuff, buy some good cadmium colors, because those are the ones that, you know, really can change your painting, add a lot of life to it, where a lot of these other colors are pretty much not that expensive, and they're not made any real special way, but the cadmiums are. So this is my cad red medium with blue. This is an interesting, you see how different a purple this is from these guys. This kind of a dead purple. That's really kind of a sweet one. So this is really almost a little bit nicer. And I'll do a couple more little things here though too, but it's going to play really well in here if I can get, if I keep bringing down the value or taking the value up a little bit, just a hair too dark. That's about it. Squint. Yeah, right there. Same here. This is a blue. This will be interesting. I got a couple other things I want to do here with these colors before I take off and get to the dog. Oh, that's way too much white. Yeah, it's very little places for that right now. Make it more dark, darken it up, get it close. Yeah, these guys are getting really a little too close. I'll put some more blue into this one just to make sure it's separate from that, because there's no need for it then. Always use the other one. Okay, so a couple of things I want to do. I'm looking for this color out of here, and I'm thinking it's going to come from. I'm going to go back here to this pile and this pile. Instead of putting in white, I'm going to put ochre in. Yeah, that feels good. Good start. This one. Really put some ochre in these guys. Let's see what we got come out. I thought this one would be a lot greener, grayer. Kind of brightened up on me. Leave that there then. A couple of the ones I want to try. Ochre and blue. So like blue and green. I mean, blue and yellow make green. And let's see what this does. Oh, there we go. I'm going to steal that whole pile up there. So this is basically oxide red and blue up here mixed with down here. It's just mixed with some nice cad yellow ochre. And I nailed that color. Okay, that works. I really thought it was going to come out of these greens here really right away. Okay, another thing. Okay, I do got to get. I don't think I feel like I have this color, but I think it's kind of a purple range, so it's going to be one of these guys. Same thing, just using ochre and purple together. I might just steal this whole thing and see what it does. That's now it's strong, it's staying strong. A little more blue ochre in it. It makes a nice brown. Okay, I'm gonna put some blue in it. instead of beating around the bush, playing around, I know that's what's going to do. This is the color it's going to end up being is a little bit of red. So it's going with some sweet red, some blue, and then ochre. And that'll do it. Oops. I've got a little bit of the other red in there, which is fine. Might have to put more blue in this. Just a touch more blue. I'm gonna mix those darks up again too. Okay, this pile is getting pretty big. But it's hitting the mark. It's good. I want a big pile of this. Let me make these other ones back up. Second. Gotta have these piles. I can't go on. So this is just blue and alizarin. A lot of alizarin in that. I think put some in here too. Got a little, feels a little green. It should be a little grayed out. And sometimes I can gray that out with some red. There we go. And that one, boom, that hits it really good. Okay. Again, some of my other colors up here got a little played out. So just make them up again. Sure I have them. Oxide red and blue, blue and oxide red here. Bring them down, you get these colors. So that will work, you know. All right, so this is my big basic color here. These guys can go into it. But let's do a few things to this thing. I'm gonna take this one pile, this one big pile, and I'll break it down to 3 piles. Keep that one. I need a blue off one or cool off one. Let me see if blue will do it. Blue. Thing is, these guys all have to be same value. So adding blue darkens it up. I'm gonna add just a little bit of white. Bring it back into the fold. Graze it out a little bit. And it gives me this cool that you can find down in here a little bit more. This one, I need a warm up. I got a cool. I want to go warm. Don't really want to put cool red into it. I don't want to put that. I want to put a kind of a warm red into it. I'm going to go with that cat orange and red. Oh, yeah. A little bit too much. Doesn't get really good, but you start seeing it work around the dog. So it's not a total failure. Let's take a piece of that and rework this one. I'm just going to add some purple back into it. Gray it out a little bit some more. Okay. As long as it starts to play well, just a little strong. Tone it down just a touch of white. That will bring out the purple in it a little bit. Set it down a little bit before it plays better. Greens to the blues. Kind of keeping it very simple. All those colors together up here. You're going to use these guys here, down there. These guys are just a little bright. And so I'm going to put a little red into each one of these guys. I'm just going to put ochre in them. And now I'm going to put just a little bit of red into them to gray them out. Yeah, definitely can use this one. And then this one just got out of hand, green wise. but it could look like that, just like that. You get it on the red side of the greens, and it'll start to feel good, and that's going to fit in here a lot. I think I'm going to try and lighten this guy up with just a little more ochre then too. Got a little dark. These guys are, that one's about right. These guys went a little dark, so they added red. So there we go, that's better. More ochre. And this color, better. These guys are getting awful close, you know, almost the exact same color. So I'm gonna add just a little more cat orange to this guy to change him. Instead of adding more yellow, there we go, just to make them zing. I don't want to, you know, I don't need two piles of the same color, which is what I've been doing here. Okay. There's your darks, there's your water, there's your things. Lily pads we can come up with, they're just going to be some green and some cad yellow together. Get close to this stuff. So that's going to be just a little more yellow. And I'll mix up a bunch of lily pad colors. A little more blue in it, knock the color out. So you can see I'm starting to get close. Just need just a little white now to cool it off, to knock it down a little bit, bring it up and knock out the color just a little dark. And that will do real close. I can start live with that. Gonna make a couple little changes. One, I'm gonna put some ochre in. So this is green, is phthalo green. Up here I took, and cad yellow. And then I'm just adding I'm adding some ochre to. This one I'm adding some cad red to. Why? Because I just feel like I can get a lot of these guys are going to come out of that cad red feel. All right. Now the golden. Oh, wow. These guys might also work up here, up there in the water too. So they're going to do a few duties. Okay, let's get our golden going. Let's start with some green. A little bit of phthalo green, and what's on my knife here. I'm going to go with some cad yellow, or cad orange, and phthalo green. To start this guy. Yeah. That we're going to leave there. We're going to look at another one. Another couple of oranges are going to make up. This is alizarin and cad yellow. Got orange in it too. Basics, going for basics first, and I'll change them. Get these colors where I want them. There's the orange starting to come through. Orange. Let's go with oxide red and yellow. Better or not, I don't need it. Better left my yellow out. Should have left it out. I have to get some more yellow out. You can see where this guy starts to hit these spots here pretty good. It's my yellow so I don't run out. let's leave it there. I think I like to keep these guys really kind of rich. These guys, and I want one more. Let me go cad red and just a little bit of burnt umber together. Now that's phthalo green. Sorry, just kind of reached over there and phthalo green just jumped up and grabbed my knife. So it says it wants to go, so let's go. All right, some more red on that. Okay, well, I can dig it. I can see that in here. All right. Let's take these guys down. I'm just going to add white to pieces of them. And we're almost there. I think I'm going to get some other nice colors out of here. I'm just take pieces of these guys, add them down. I'm trying to go for like 3s and 4s with the value for fur. See if I can get a nice color out of here. As you can see, doesn't hit anything too much here. He's a little red, but it does start to get some of this underwater fur. So this is not bad. Just going to leave it right there. Let's see what this orange does. Some white in it. This is alizarin crimson and yellow. Yeah, you can start to see that being in here. It might need to be on a little bit more red side, but overall, that's a good place. Let's see what this guy happens to do. This is our transparent oxide yellow. Just put a little bit of white in it. See if I can get these guys about the same value. I was hoping this red would show up. And it's all over him. So that's great. I was hoping this was going to show up right. It's a good, even though it might be slightly off, you can just start to, if you squint, you can feel this in there. It's nice to have a bunch of colors. Let's see what this one does. Phthalo green and a lot of red. Let's see if it's going to come in just a little cool, in fact, isn't it? And you might find a little bit of that when you whiten it out one more time. A little bit, a lot of white here I grab. Trying to speed things up here a little bit. It's in there, but not, hugely. I could tone this with a little ochre and might feel a little bit better. Warmed it up. Yeah, it fits a lot better. I don't mind saying there either. So there's always a spot for it. We'll leave that there. I'm going to take these guys up one more time with the white. We're going to take down just white first. Get these guys to the high key parts so I can start, when I do start getting into the head, this color, I have this color. But when I paint, I like to paint. I don't want to be stopping the mixed colors. Same color, just a little different, not much. This one, see the warmth in that? Yeah, we're going to take a little bit more of that. That's good. You never know. That's, you can see the warmth. So you see you got a couple of different colors here. And then your last couple here, these are interesting. All we got to do is take some areas and make some underwater scenes. Watercolors here. These guys are a little bit bright, not too much there, but you can see it starting to get in the water. So this is a watercolor. Why? Because it started off green. So really good. So I'm going to take this color, take it over here, man. It's just a little bit of that purple there to it. A little bit more. I will definitely be able to see the purple. They're not purple, but it's grayed out a little bit. Right now they're fighting pretty even. And now it's changed. Now I can get it in here and find some places where this is a nice color too. That's from there. So let's add some white. Never know what the colors is going to end up being. But you might be able to start finding it on the side of his face, which is good. Take a little bit of this, do the same thing. I know I said I saw red and I saw green over there. This is red and this is green. And they should need to be pretty much work same value. Just a hair dark and a hair kind of mud. So I'm going to put a little phthalo into it and shoot it up a little bit more. All right. That's a little bit more than I need, but let's take that, push it back down in between. Say, put the purple in the green and knock it down. I'm going to be using it too much there. I think I can get a lot of stuff out of that. And, even, these guys being lilies and stuff, just a little bit of, I kind of made them high key so I can just add another little color to them really easy and just start to take some other places. Lastly, I want to do is, let me see, I gotta clean some area here. Clean this area. What I need a couple high key, very high key colors for him. And it's going to go one with the yellow, just touch of yellow and white. So it's a lot higher than anything else in here. A little bit more white than that. Like I said, it's just want to be barely able to see the yellow in it. I just already went on with there. Do one with pink, so I'm going to go with this pink here. Red, medium. Just keep adding white till I get it to the same value as this stuff. I'm going to need it. And then this one, pink is getting dirty. Just a little blue. So I got a yellow, red, and blue at the end here to add in. Got a little phthalo green in it too. Look at that sparkle. All right, just leave it. So I have colors again. I'm starting off my blues in my alizarin crimson or rose madder if you're Rembrandt, and one on the red side, one on the blue side. Bring them down with some white. Here I use oxide red and blue, and this is on the red side, this is on the blue side. Run down with some white. Phthalo green and oxide red. Same thing on the green side of oxide red, and brought those two down with just a little white. This is a cad medium and blue, and one with on the blue side. And this is the purples you get out of that with a little white. I took these two guys, these guys down, tried and got what I was looking for is the medium tones in the water, going from the medium tones and ochre to them. Didn't really work out as well as I thought it would. you know, and then when this got to this guy started working out and muted out enough where it was going to be really nice. But I still thought it was just wasn't rich enough. So instead of using those colors, I used these ones over here, these alizarin crimson and blue mixes, and I used well, mostly on the red side, used ochre into that, and came up with this green, which will be in there a lot. Took that pile, because I made a pretty big pile, added some here, some red to it. I think I used cad red into it. This side I added some blue to it, and got this color. So these guys together should work really well. After that, I made some phthalo green and yellow mixes here. Phthalo green, a lot of phthalo green, and just a little bit of yellow, cad yellow, a lot of cad yellow, a little bit of phthalo green. Then I added some yellow to it. I added ochre to this one. I add cad red to that one. I'm just going to add some white and some other mixes just to show that you can, after you get going, you're going to be done with these things. This kind of stuff mixed in with this kind of stuff is going to be a very natural feel and work. Yellow stuff I used here. These are cad yellow. This is, yeah, this is cad orange mixed with phthalo green. Came down with white and more white. This is cad alizarin crimson and yellow mixed up with white and more white. This is oxide red with yellow. Came down with white and more white. This is phthalo green and cad red mix. And I basically add white to it. And then this one I added a little more ochre to. Then I just added more white to each one of these little piles. And the final piles I made up over here, my high key colors, really high keys is the cad yellow and white, mostly white. Cad blue, but got a little phthalo green in it, and a blue with white. And this is just cad red, a little white, a lot of white. So those are my colors. Lots of work. All right, let's get over to the drawing board and start painting. Little drink. Okay. Back. Okay, I'm going to split the screen for you guys so you guys can see my palette too, so you can see what the colors I'm grabbing on. I'm going to try and make this as big as possible. Now, maybe I'll just go down. That's not working. Let's go back and remove that. That's probably... I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see my palette down there. not. Okay. Move it back. All right. First thing I'm going to do is tone my canvas. I'm going to tone it with burnt umber, since I have burnt umber out. Burnt umber, maybe just a little red to it, oxide red mixed to it. Could have done burnt sienna if I had burnt sienna, but I don't have that today. So, and then a big brush. I'm going to tone my canvas because I like to tone my canvases. I don't like white on my showing through on my paintings. So let's get this guy in first. So just a little bit of oil. Get this covered as fast as you can. I'll move this a little bit more over for you. They'll see this guy a little bit better. Hopefully I'm not, don't get a total backside on me. All right. Basic tone. Now just rub it in. I say this all the time. You do this just because of to get this panel to start accepting paint right. If not, if the paint just drags on it. So we have all our colors mixed. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Okay. Walk down right in, starting at the bottom here, kind of leaning in, arcing in. I get, break this thing into thirds. I want his head right in here. I don't do a ton of drawing on these things. So split his head right down the middle. Pretty much equal everywhere. A little bit more. Snout. Nose there. It tells me here, right about here. So eye there and eye there, top of the eyes. So one goes there and one here. So right about that. And we split the nose. All right. So we have that. We have his ear, top of his head coming in here. Just a little bit arc. And that's about it. It's about all the drawing I will need. That's why I kind of picked this one out. I figured I could get away with, fixing the drawing a little bit. I won't take too much. Ears going to come out a little bit more. I'm drawing at an angle, so could use get in front of it. So like I said, the hair is going to split there, right down the middle to the nose, equal space. Good start. That a little bit, yeah. Keep that there. kind of wood that comes back around. There's another ring coming in back around here. His shoulders coming back around into this area in the water. A little bit there and out. Little bit. That's pretty much it. That's just that angle right there for his leg. And his leg gets right in here, buried. He does have another one right here. You can't really see it. All right, that's good. This is good. Yeah, we spent a long time on the colors, right? And you know, there's a reasoning for that. I'm not going to worry at all about a lot of things. I just want to make sure I got some holes taken care of. I don't want them too skinny. I am, like I said, painting from a slight angle here, so you know, every once in a while I got to jump in front of it just to, you know, start thinking about these things. Get this stuff right. Okay. So shapes. Forget about, he's the only thing that needs to be drawn right now. All right. And just get this energy of going around. So and just to mark them for you guys. I'm gonna start off my dark colors, my alizarin crimson and blue mix. And I'm going to put it on his bottom of his nose here and going down. Just a little more red in that. So maybe this is where the other one I was thinking of could be. Yeah, a little bit better. Light. Let me try a little more blue into it too. The bottom here. There you go. You know, I usually don't put it in his eyes really quick this early, but for placeholders, I'm just going to put it in. Same on this side. A little big, of course, a little big. Big brush. Okay, good enough. It's interesting. So let's get going. I'm going to paint my darkest dark since I want to get this shape here. Break down this background into shapes. Paint it like that. So I'm going to start off with my phthalo green. This is a started with oxide red and phthalo green here. This is just with a little bit of white in it. That's more over here. That's not bad. Let's get it in back in here. This one here has just a little more green in it. This is on the other side, which is closer to what I want. I'm going to take that up to a little bit to the top. Take it over to here and just thin it out as I go. Stay pretty thick up there. I'm going to put a little purple into it. Purple, I mean blue, I think. This is a oxide red and blue here going together. And just mixing with the green I had on my brush. Getting this going in here, I'm going to get in this area here. So I'm just going with the oxide red or blue and start to get these kind of undulations in the water and other things here. mostly green, but I'm gonna start putting in just a little bit more blues and purples and stuff in that into this green here in the little areas. I'm gonna come back and definitely get this one spot right in here. One more. This is just no white, just oxide red, just putting it in and let it work a little bit, you know. Since I have that other color in here, it'll go in, you know, it'll fight to get in here, but I don't really want it to take over. I want just some little blue to show through it. I'm gonna take it up here too, to his area here around his head. Okay, very green. Okay, that's as far as that one color needs to go. This color is that this is CAD blue and oxide red with white on the blue side. And this is with ochre in it. This color. And that's all over this water too. I'm gonna bring it back down around because then it gets a little red right around this side of them. It starts to, I marked off here where it starts to change to thin it out real much too. Right here. Right into there. And then I'm going to warm that up with a little more red. Maybe, let me see, this, it's a little too rich, but it works right back in here. I built all these colors and they all have something in common color-wise. These greens and stuff. So they work together really well. So I made some, you know, warmer ones here. So I see a couple of little spots here I want to just push in here and push out. Now, just blocking it in. Take this down to his head, a little into his fur. I want a little high there anyway. So let's take it down a little hair further. Okay. Bring it in here. I'm going to go with more of a blue section, I think, here. And this in between the legs. This has just a little, this is on phthalo green and oxide red, basically. It's a little bit of white. A little dark, just a little dark. I'm gonna have to light that up. Okay. Let me see. This is what I want here. This is the same color, just a little bit of blue into it. This is no, this is really came down from the alizarin crimson and blue mix with ochre. This is when I added more blue to it. This goes in right into that shadow. It's pretty good. Then it gets just a little warm on the outside here. This is that red I was seeing. And that will blend in here and work its way into this. Just touching it back into place. Very quick touches, not trying to over paint, over wipe out colors. Just trying to add color. I'm not trying to wipe it out. In here, this is that original color. Or yes, this is the original pile I made up of from the alizarin crimson and alizarin crimson and blue and ochre mix right here. So it's really kind of rich. Just a little, probably just a little dark too, but it's okay. I want a little darker at the bottom right in here. And you start putting in some more on the blue side. That same color just on the blue side. Right in here. So, and I'm just looking for the holes, making the holes that are, I kind of see there in here. There's just little indents that, just feel a little darker. And I can lighten up everything else. Get this in. Get that edge at the bottom. I'm gonna bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up warm right in here. It's gonna be warmer, some more red in this color. And then the dog right there. It's going quick, keeping it soft, keeping it moving, the brush moving. Looking for other little areas that might, have some red in it, in this value. Then I will just go jump in here, and really there's a lot of other underwater stuff going on here. Take this up a little bit into them. This is I'm going to take it into the red side too. That was the phthalo, just a little bit of ochre in that red side. Just right in there. It should be just a little bit warmer green. Check this one out, see if it works better. Yeah. Very subtle. At this point, it looks very subtle. Most of the stuff won't even show up value-wise changes until I put the seconds and third colors in here. Like there's a few other colors that are going to go on top here, and lights and darks and stuff. I can start putting in a little bit of that up here. Trying to get this up here. This is basically that. I was working on the lily pads, and this color kind of came out of it. And I go, instead of changing it, I said, I'll probably use that here. Strong enough, jump in here and settle down. So it's just a little bit of warmth, and it's going to give it some nice light right beyond his head here, or the side of his head. Change. Look for little other areas that can start to go in. This whole area here I thought was just a little bit dark. So I'll lighten that up with just a little bit of that. It's almost a little bit too rich. Maybe over this one here. Let's do a little mix here. Let me see if this works. That's really pretty close. This is that underwater stuff. This is basically that one of these colors. It's started off with alizarin crimson and blue. We came down and put ochre in it. And for a big pile, this is the one where I split the pile. This is the one I added blue to it. And I just took a piece of it and added white to it, a little bit of white. And it came out really close to the color I need to be in here. So I'm going to use it down in here. Might need to be just warmed up here and there. Not too bad. There we go. Room is blacked in. That's pretty good. Lighten this area up just a little bit more. This is what I was looking for. So lighten this area up right in here. Some big strokes. Fun things. I'll just soften them up a little bit, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Get the water to start working. A little more warmth here in his leg. So I got a lot of red there and stuff. So moving it on to a little bit of green. It's all right. Yellow will take over this thing pretty easily. All right. Just really roughed in. Going to start working on his legs since my brush is all messed up with dark greens and stuff like that. There's no reason to change too much. I'm gonna just need to add some white to this color. I think I can get this back leg of his. This leg back of it's hidden just probably right about here. That's a little too close. In here. I'll soften this color down. Blend it out first. Just like that, I can start bringing it in into this leg. And that warmth around here. Went a little bit probably too far here. I could more like that. Use my little paint eraser here to take this out. And I'll put it back in a little cleaner. I'm going to go down to start getting my golden colors here. This is basically a phthalo green and cad yellow. Starting on top here, I'm hoping that what I'm doing is going to mix a little bit right in here. And then when I get down to this area and stuff and light darkening it, will darken up enough to sit down and do a lot of the work here. Soften it up a little bit. Kind of want a little dirt puffs coming up underneath here. Gotta get those guys are gonna still got some light to put on here for those guys. They're just probably gonna come out of this stuff. So just soften these guys up a little bit as I go, and then think about it. Just needs a little more red in that area. I need to go. There's a little more red. Into the dog. Good. Read out colors first. A little bit bright, but not too bad. I can think it'll second touch to it, put it in place. Just to do. Okay. A little bright, maybe just a little more red. No, just not red enough. cad red into that, cad red light or medium into that. It's a little cooler than the light. Light's almost like an orange. I'm gonna start getting going around his neck here. I'm gonna go with some. This is oxide red and yellow. Just a touch of white. Got that going in here. Ben's been very patient here. He's doing really good. Sitting there waiting for us. Finish painting. Just get a sketch in. A little bit. Keep that a little bit small. I can give freaking next color will work. That'll work. We start getting this on top. I think this up top can go a little bit almost full. Oxide red and yellow here. No white. Just the beginning, maybe on this side, just a little bit. On that side, maybe a little more cad orange and alizarin on this side. Right down the middle. Bring that down. Get this dark area right in here. Definitely, I'm going to start off with a little darker. This is a phthalo green and red. Gotta put that in this spot first. And then come back and look for these areas here. Get it in there too. Can almost go with just a touch more red into that color. A little more richness. Okay, let's work on his ears too, boy. Getting to the point, well, as soon as I do that, I'm kind of like my brush is almost at its end here, this side, big brush. But before I, get rid of that, let's get some of this water stuff going here and stuff. So we got this area here, which is going to be here. So I really need to get this area working. Can do the same thing, use that same color. Really just one really dark area here and in here. Back a little bit. Okay. I'm going to switch up and go to a little bit lighter version here. Mix with the green a little bit. That's good. Starts to feel like it's underwater. Start to get, gonna have some of that in it. Just gonna have to go a little bit lighter in a bit. Bring it down. Don't have his tail in here, but I'm gonna put it down in here. Always one of those little things. When I do these, I want to make sure that, like the tail's kind of fun to, this guy's very proud of his tail. He really, it's like a flag to him. He runs around with it straight up. So let's make sure it's in the shot. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of something. A lot of lily pads are going to go over that. We'll bring in a little more green into his legs and belly here. Get that in. I'm going to push back the red now back into it. Let it mix a little bit strong. That's okay. Come on, go. Move on. One spot just doesn't want to, paint doesn't want to stick. But that's with this. Time to change brushes. Just shooting for a block in tonight. I can always tighten it up, tighten it up, tighten it up. It's going to go to a number 12 here. Synthetic. Start to finish blocking in here. It's a lot of like in between stuff going on here. I want to, see where these colors go. It's more like up here, I think. Yeah. This is phthalo green and cad red. Just a little bit of white going in it, going around here to his, back end here. Just going to be nibbling at some of these dark areas here and putting them in. This comes from his ear. I haven't put his ear in yet, so. Let's put his ear in. Waiting around him that. I'm going to go with this is back to the very top. This is I want to change it a little bit. It's a little too sweet. Blue and cad red medium. I'm just going to add just a little bit of cad red light into it because I think it's just a little medium. Now, since I'm going over paint, I'm just going to grab a little oil in my brush before I grab my paint. That way I can get it to go in cleanly. So it's going to go right about it, above his eye, right here, going straight down inside of his ear here. Just to start it. Other side's going to be bluer. So I'm going to do the same thing, but just a little bit on the blue side of that color. Same thing, just touch a little bit of oil, just a touch, and then grab my color. And thinking about really more of the bottom shape of it. And get that shape, and then I can get the top shape on top. Just back to his head. Just a little bit darker. I'm going to put that a little bit darker. And on the inside there. I can go back here to red. Okay. Yeah, didn't do much on his nose yet, but we can start working there. It's the color I got on my nose on my brush right now. So now I'm going to go with the work on that. A little red on the top, bluer as you go down. See, this is just that same color with just a little bit of white in it. I think it's gonna fit. It's just a little bit on the purple side. Just could be a little more on the red purple side. Really close. Not bad. Thinking I can get just a little bit of white in this oxide red and blue in color. I think I'm almost start to get some of this top of his nose here glint. Started it there. Value wise, pretty good. Okay, let's leave it there. You know, I got a lot of touches yet to do. Get the red. Now I'm going to go again, dark colors underneath. So a lot of this same, you know, red right here in the forehead. Like I said, it's going to go off to one side and it goes off to the other, right about in here. So that's what we'll be working on. I'm trying to get down here and take it right down here his nose. Straight down to his nose. Okay. Bring some purple into his right here on the edge here, in the middle section. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get his. Really has these heavy eyebrows looking at us. You know, those side eyebrows of his right above his nose, right by his nose here. Just, you know, taking over, coming in. Like I said, I want to keep this side a bit lighter. That red in there again. Come down with me. Okay, other side. It's gonna be cooler, almost more red in it. Around his cheekbone here, going up around his eye. Back behind his ear, coming up to his forehead here. A little warm. So this is where I was talking about putting in that green. This is where I was seeing green right in here on this side and underneath here, reflective of the water. But then I was also seeing a little bit of red too on the outside going in here, right around his cheekbone, into his jawbone. Here, a little bit brighter than this, but not too much. Then again, then I come back to his, I'm not going to put him out, but a little bit too big a brush to put in his muzzle here a little bit, or I would. Put a little phthalo green and white together here, just a little bit better. And that's what I was thinking, right around in here, his muzzle. On this side, so it needs to come out right to there. Right in around there. And the other side is just a warmer version of it. No, but could go just a hair brighter than that. And grayed out a little bit, same kind of yellow underneath, and just starts to shape his nose into that little, you know, kind of shield area there. And then you can start to see where his lips, you know, go right down the middle, right there. So this color, I just want to tone it out a little bit. Come down the muscle of his nose here. Pretty close. It probably could have been a little warmer. Probably should use that on the other side. Probably be nice. Okay, I'm going to keep it a little bit dark, rich above his eyes, even though I have it's going to be lighter at the end. So I'm going to get this richness in right here. Start to mark it, push it back, push the darks back a little bit. Find that. Here, just bringing it out. Top of his head. This stuff just needs to be pushed around at the end. But that's it. That's the Fenrir. Okay. Let's work on his face just a little bit more. There's a few spots to get underneath his eyes. Things I usually, like I said, try not to do his eyes too early. But I want to, you can start to get a little bit of a hint about how it's going to go. Soften this line just here, break it. Okay, the other side, like I said, yeah, there's, I'm gonna go a little, put a little green in this color. I think it's just this is just a little bit too. Yeah, now around this eye up here. Probably got them too close together. That's one of the things I do. Just push it back over a little bit. Same here, just a hair over. Making sure that they didn't really look at them, make sure that they were lined up right. That's another reason why I don't want to paint them in yet, since I am painting from an angle here. I can't get into the details. Don't make a lot of sense to do it. So get a few things. I'm going to get the dark back into that ear too, and just need to get a little more richness in here. I'm going to go up here with add a little more cadmium to the colors. Cadmium, just a little bit of yellow together. Let's get this ear. I think its ear should stop about halfway, so it's probably about here. Get underneath, bend it a little bit, get this in here. See if there's any place I can use it over here. Okay. Darker, but not bad. Close, probably a mix of maybe cad or oxide red and alizarin here. This ear here. Yeah, you can see that's the alizarin coming through her. There's a little more just a little more, touch of yellow. Just getting these basic colors in here. Yeah, it's much better. I can find some work for this guy. Find the inside there, find a touch over there. Just drag it really soft here. Try not to let the bristles do all the work here. Definitely that one right down the middle of his head could be just a little rich. And this coming down on the inside of Base. A little closer, right about there. And it was fur down in here. This is a good color. It's good to, didn't think I had quite all the colors in here. You know, darkness that I really needed. You know, I had a lot of reds here. I just could go either way with. It's good to find this color. It helps out a lot. A lot of the, especially when you get in the water like this. Start getting it feed in here right. Okay. So I thought, yeah, this is okay, but it just wasn't right. So yeah, better red. That one can still be there. Get it in the water a little bit here and there too. Really bring out the green, especially over in here, this little area here. Here, see, it starts to bring out, makes everything darker. Could be a little darker there too. Up here, it's funny, the color. Up here, almost turns cool. Starts to get into these things up here. Some twists. Okay. More, put some a little bit more into this leg here too. I think I can push this leg back. Just the back edge, not the whole leg. It's just right in here. Go darker. Richer right there too. Right into the muzzle. Okay. Starting to come very quickly. I want to finish up some of the stuff. I got that pretty good. I just want to blend it out a little bit. It's just a little funky. Still a little funky. Heavy. Same here, just a little bit. This is how it's going to be. It's not going to, it's really going to start to look like that. That's about it. Going to bring out, work on this area just a little bit more because I kind of wiped off his for floating here. Let's get a few spots here. Floating here. Really close. Oh, could have been a little richer. A little bit too much white into that. Not bad though. Let's see if I can save it here on the next stroke. It's working better. It's here on down. I wanted to get this over here. This going back. This right here is like it's cowlick right in the back. It's back. The fur goes one way. Goes right over this way. Just a little bit. Weave these two guys together a little bit. Right into here. This is about right in here's where the water changes. Right in here, it starts to take over. And that's the key. I can get that to work, get that to, feel like this is the water. And so just a little bit playing back and forth, trying to get the richness up right. When I get that, then I can pretty much get everything else. Which it's funny, I just find it a little warmer and richer than this dry fur. Like these colors here can have just a little more yellow in them. And it's starting to get that feel. One of the things, like I said, a lot of it has to depend on the getting the right colors, but also getting the edge, making sure the edges are in here soft, but not to wipe out the color. Right now, I've got to find a few extra colors in here because it is getting a lot of very orange. We need some greens. Kind of show it, just shoot in here. Some purples too. So we're gonna put those guys in. Let's a little bit cooler colors on its back yet. So let me see what these guys, let's see. Let's get like those guys. Okay, some cooler colors. This is where it was, boy, it was like, oh, kind of surprised this phthalo and cad red mix when I added white to it, kind of like, you know, came down to this color, like, oh, that's, just don't know sometimes. You got to mix them. Be darker. Spot here needs to be dark. Richer too. Just a touch of oil. Take the color. Should fit in there, really go in there nicely. Little. Kind of green there, I like. Good. Put in red eye here. Here. Everything else is kind of like little small brushes on him. So make sure we have that done. Okay. Last little thing, I'm going to switch to a different brush, probably a bristle brush, and put in the topping for. Got basically cooked, and now I'm just gonna take the bristle brush and let it open up and then do its job. Be using some of these lighter fur colors. This is kind of like a, let's see, this is alizarin crimson and yellow and white here. Let's see, I think it's gonna go right here. I can take this thing and just open it up, just hopefully let it release the brush, the bristles release right into the ear. And go in and make my corrections around it. Same on the other side, probably with just a little bit grayer of a color, so it's not quite as strong. There we go. See that dragged, finally dragged the right way. And come back with that same color, just above his eye, or above his, on his eyebrow here. Kind of wiped out my worms I wanted in that area. Right in here. Got wiped out. Get the thing, get all this underneath his eye here. Just that patches. That's pretty good. A little bit of lightness coming back in here. That area up a little bit too. This got a little heavy. Okay, I'm gonna just keep going. This get the hairs around his ear coming down. Back to the synthetic here for a second. These lines, and I'm good. Just got to get these oranges into that dark orange you're looking at. And that's our alarm clock. I'm just going to finish up putting these ears in. Probably got his ears too big, overcompensated. They usually put them in small. We'll get close to the end here. Night. This will still be wet a little bit tomorrow, so we'll finish it up then. This is darker red in here. Now, like I said, 1 second here. I'm going to switch to one more brush. Nice synthetic, not too big. I want to get this stuff in right here quick. More just a little bit blue. And that was just a clear lighter. Digging, certainly dig it in his eyes. This one comes back up. That's about it. I'm just a couple teeny little things I'm going to do before I leave. Here, just put in a Put in. That oil did not go in well. A little too clunky. Need to put in the dark one underneath. This is the bottom eyelid here. Let me get that to settle down here. Wow, that was a mistake. I made his eyes just a little bit too big for this. Not the I'm gonna go with a gold highlight. On that side. And this is nostrils here towards the top, even on each side. Just a little warmer red for the middle. And the highlights underneath kind of a purple. See on the other side, maybe just a little purple. And just drag this around. Give it a little bit of wet fur I need done. That ear back a little bit, gets a little bit of light there. Look great out. Not even really too many like really strong highlights on this guy. I'm surprised. I mixed them up, but I'm not going to use them. I'm definitely going to be working on those eyes a little bit more if I can get in front of it. Push that eye back. And a few things, and that'll be it. little lighter here. Muzzle right in here. I'll help bring it forward a little bit. All right, let's just say got to work on these eyes a little more. I'll just, that's the kind of stuff that's just going to noodle. Let's get the final little touches of the up here that will really make sense. Let's get some of that green going a little bit more now. Above now that I have a real good. I'm just going to put it in my knife. Just a little warmer. It should be a little warmer than that. Yeah, there you go. And just spread it around. Put it in like frosting and just spread it around. Bring it around a little bit into here. That spike up here. Little lines of going in. Just soften up for now. So there's this thing over here. Now that is it. Just push this water back a little bit with my knife. Use my colors up a little bit. Get some. Over here, just a hair of purple from that water. This is oxide red and blue color right here. Just a hair of it showing through. Just really using the flat of my knife just to put it in here. Just a little heavy right there. Take it out. You have to brush that out. I'm going to go with a little more blue too now. I get down in here. This is what I wanted to fix up. And you can just blend these guys together. Just run your knife over them a little bit. Get rid of this area here a little bit. Let some things happen. Yeah, but I just keep going. It's going well, going on here, so I got a few minutes. I was looking for a place to stop. It wasn't going to happen. There's a nice thing. If you can get this in here, this is a lily pad he has trapped underneath his leg here a little bit, laying on right in here. So I'm just gonna place that in. It should be a little greener. Just don't have the exact color for it yet. Then there's one right behind him, just floating up. Just start that, and then I'll get the green right. I just need some, basically just some phthalo, just a little bit cad yellow mixed together here, just to get that rich kind of green showing through here. And same down in here, just get a little bit of that underneath there. Coke. How do I put it in with my knife? I don't know. It just gives this little attitude towards it. All those dark colors and stuff we have. Let's get some of those guys in. This area here I thought could be just a little bit stronger green right in here. And then race out where I want a couple of these guys to be. Take the paint, just race it out back to the canvas. You'll never get that green in here and very cleanly. It's okay to grab some of this stuff. I just don't have enough paint for that. Mix these guys in, smaller ones. Start to go over him. And then two big ones back in here. One big one just touching, kissing with a smaller one that takes it off. Side here. This one pointing in, so I'm going to make sure it points in. Can make it just slightly, make this one just slightly bigger. Don't want them all the same, exact same size. Okay. Last things, two back in here, and one back in here on them. One there, one there. Starting, get there. Nice red one right in here. Like I said, just gonna move these guys over so they don't get over here. I mean, I like them helping this line, but I don't like them touching him. So let's just bend them over here a little bit more. Arc, so I probably need one up higher than to make up for those. Losing those guys, I got to make up a higher one up here to make up for it. And little noogies in the water. Good start, you know. Get these couple of little spots here. You know, there's some real light glows going on here. Just releasing a taking out just a little bit of paint to make those work. Definitely need some work on his face, but that's, like I said, tedious stuff, and I don't have time for it. Okay, I'm going to put in one, and then we're done. This is what I was talking about, putting in one of these guys. And I can get it in really clean again. Get it in here. And just by touching this outsides, darken it up. This is this one will should probably help make it. Just that arc that goes over him should be probably a shadow or something, you think, there too. Yeah. I'll make this guy just bigger still. And then set this guy. Pointing in. Yeah. Anything up here doesn't mean much. That, green and that. Fade it out. And the last, this is pretty much all just, just nice little finishing work. Put some in the face, but there's no need to do that yet. I'll do it tomorrow. This will get me in the ballpark. One stroke here. Well, getting didn't get his ear right. I didn't even finish doing this yet. All right, that's it. That's Fenrir. And yeah, a lot of little finishing work like this, just bringing up the hairs and cleaning up little things here, just trying not to overdo it. So it's a good start. I'll bring you in for close-up. Sort of see what's going on. Yeah, lots of work. I can see the eyes are off here, but the colors are pretty good. So yes, it will take some time to finish him up, but it's a good start. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all down the road later on.